And then the idea is that if you have these things hooked up as transmitters or antennas, they could be an effective phased array system on a scale that would be like, 100 times as big as HARP.
And it's encased in a dielectric and things. I don't know. There was a friend of mine. There was
forward, he also, Jeremiah documented or went over the numbers and info and verified that what Eric's saying for the capabilities is 100% accurate. It's only if they're actually doing it or not. And I was actually just talking to Eric over Messenger. He's working right now. I tried sending him the link to join, but he said at a future time he'll come back on to properly put forward his case and the evidence that he's found with it. And specifically, sorry to interrupt, I just have to bring up one last time Dutch Sense and his all the work on earthquake forecasting and the cycle that he's discovered and uses, and that because of the anomaly of the Christchurch earthquake being different from the proper energy distribution of his system, he was able to then look at it and see where that energy came from, and found direct EM waves coming from that Antarctic array that Eric was saying was doing that, and that did that, and has I forget what satellite pictures, but actually has copies of the pictures of that day of the waves coming from that specific array there. So we'll have to get them on to fully document that.
You're saying that they have proof that there were waves coming from this array?
Yeah. Jeremy, maybe look up on Dutch's channel, specifically Christchurch earthquake and Antarctica in the title, or just the date of that specific earthquake. And he's got several videos showing all of the images of it, of the waves traveling and stuff.
Oh, he's live now. He's talking about this earthquake now, huh? Probably. What was the name of it? It's called
the Christchurch Antarctica anomaly earthquake.
New Zealand to it's the only Christchurch one. So it's a 1 minute from 8 years ago.
Yeah, maybe just play that to see.
So I could see maybe if you have some sort of Hutchinson effect, you can change the rigidity of certain, or the structural integrity of certain minerals in the ground, and maybe that could do something. But doing that over thousands of miles, I don't know. It's already a little bit of
data. But you said he has data for this. I'd like to see that. What that data is, and
keep looking through his videos, because he did several of them, and he specifically states what satellite arrays that he took the images from and captured it, and it's all fully documented by him.
Yeah, I'll check it out later. But
so I just want to bring up for anyone who doesn't already know, Eric Dollard. I don't know about this stuff here, but Eric Dollard had some real stuff on earthquakes, at least for detecting them. So basically, when you have piezoelectric materials and you apply a stress to the material, it deforms and produces a voltage. So that voltage drives electric currents in the ground, and you can measure those voltages and currents to some extent.
So you can tell what pressure is building up in the ground, because the piezoelectric effect creates a voltage in the area. So by
quartz is super common, and quartz does this piezoelectric effect. And it's so yeah, you can see when it's happening around the Earth. And it's that's a very helpful system Eric Dollard's working on, and people should go help him out also, because there's a lot of stuff documented from RCA back in the day, Radio Corporation of America, that still needs like transcription and digitization and archival and stuff. And I was thinking, last I heard he was looking for help with that. So if anyone wants to contribute to this stuff and doesn't necessarily have like super high tech skills or anything, like go ahead and help him. All you
Yeah,
need to
there's
do is like
lots of
transcribable documents. But
So
like
I'm
those,
just gonna try to find that video. I'll be back in 5 minutes if I can find it.
cool.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, man. I seen a bunch of his videos and stuff, but did he predict this quake?
Eric, no idea.
Or Eric, well, maybe the other guy predicts these quakes. I don't know.
Well, so Eric's got his earthquake predicting stuff set up like somewhere out in the west. You would need like sensors detecting voltages and currents at all of these locations in order to have detection capability there. And that's why I'm curious. I don't understand what like Bernie was saying just there, because like, okay, so you have these earthquakes and maybe they don't fit some model, but then how do you go back and then see that there are actual electromagnetic waves traveling there from any specific like did he go out there while it was happening and then bring some directional antennas or something? Like, it's unclear what he means by, oh, we detected the electromagnetic waves associated with this. So I guess I would have to look at those videos to see what his actual evidence is, but I don't know. But what I do know is, yeah, like you can use telluric currents to detect buildup of stresses in material under the earth, and that's often associated with, or it builds up before an earthquake happens. So that might be useful. There's some limitations, of course. So once you have some voltage from piezoelectrics in the ground, and the electric current dissipates that voltage entirely, then you have no more signal, but there might still be high stresses on some of the rocks under the ground.
Yeah.
So there's limitations on that end, but these telluric currents are not huge or anything. And then so like if you're in an area that gets a lot of rainwater, like Eric's doing his work like out in the desert, so your voltages will be high, they'll dissipate over long time periods, and your currents are tiny but detectable. So the desert or dry, arid climates are the best areas to try this type of earthquake detection technology. In a wet climate, you're still going to get telluric currents, but they'll typically be driven by the soil chemistry. Like if there's a variation in chemistry from one area to another, where maybe there's a mine and then somewhere else there's less concentration of metal ions, and then like biology will drive it too. Like if you have like soil with lots of decaying material and microorganisms and stuff, that can produce voltages relative to other locations potentially.
Yeah, but I mean that's only a 6 inches layer of topsoil. So I mean you're talking about giant crystal rock structures with massive tons of force on them. That's got to be a lot.
Well, no, you'd be surprised. Like, so over geological timescales, like if you press some boulders together, you're talking about like expending, maybe you have like kilojoules of energy, which is that's a decent amount of energy, but you're potentially expending that energy over months or years. So you're talking about like microwatts of power over however many miles, or I don't know, microwatts might be a little low, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like there's a scale to these things, and honestly, like biology uses a lot of power. Like actually, like if you think about like the thermal output of the sun per unit volume is less than the thermal output of a person. Like biologically, like the rate at which like biology takes energy and turns it into work and heat, it actually far exceeds the sun's output, if I recall. Even though the sun's glowing, it's just a factor of like what the equilibrium temperature is, because we have a lot of a higher surface area to volume ratio because we're a lot smaller. But anyway, I digress. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about tonight?
No, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what more comes out of this.
Oh, they're
And,
doing the fireworks. Nice.
Yeah, they're doing the fireworks here, man. Let's see if you can see them.
They have a new baseball stadium in the area, so they do that. Nice. I should have stayed at the lab. I could have seen that, but I have stuff to do here, prepping for the eclipse. That's gonna be fun.
Hey, we should do a live. We should do like an event here at the lab and just make it open like to the public and see if we can get some people to come down.
Maybe, yeah. It's a cool lab space. I would be cautious though, because like we got to get these experiments done, and yeah.
Yeah, I know. Getting a lot of stuff done, and now we get those parts ordered. I think we'll make some headway as soon as stuff starts coming in. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch these fireworks, guys. So you guys have a good night, and we'll.
And I wanted to emphasize as well, like, this eBay store and all the stuff that we'll be selling. That money's all going to be reinvested in the research to like get to the bottom of a lot of these things. Like, so now, like, the first piece of that now is we have magnesium bismuth composites, and everyone can shortly play around with those. And like, that's just the start. Like, if you like this funding, this will go to like all sorts of hopefully like energy and gravity controlled technologies. Who knows? I know there were some folks who were interested in generating making a graviton radio. That would be like a really useful thing to have for like search and rescue operations, or like
that's
weather.
An entanglement radio or something. Yeah, that's what like Leia used in the new Star Wars movie to communicate discreetly.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, and any support here that you give really helps us get to the bottom of all this stuff and see what's really going on. First of all, with all these like, I don't know, UFO controversies, government cover-ups, who knows, whatever. But more importantly, it gets the technology that's really going to get us out of these situations with our species, and like get us off this rock, maybe get us sustainable and self-sufficient, so that we don't necessarily have to bow to some, like, I don't know, deep state or who knows what. Anyway, have fun, guys, and support the channel. Get some magnesium bismuth composite. That's like this is a historic first step towards like breaking up these cover-ups and things, getting the science out there. So Absolutely. Get a piece of history and help history progress as well.
We're doing it, man.
Yeah.
Every day.
All right,
it's cool, man. I'm glad we're here finally. You know, it took a long time to get to this point, and now we can actually push forward. Hopefully we can, get enough support from the public behind this so that the government can't shut us down before we make some progress.
Yeah, we're getting there though, so it's hopeful.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, bombs bursting in air.
Mm-hmm.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Yep, it's grand finale now. It's going off now. Boom, boom.